But when you start talking about Eliza, it like jumped for a second.
How high?
To like 12.
I'll take 12.
Yeah, but when it stayed there for like a good like couple seconds.
Okay. All right. Again, the more footage we have, the better chance we'll have.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, just looking for those blue or black areas to move, take shape.
Got up to 48 again, but there in this 36 just now. It's just like super. Yeah, see, it's crazy like that. It's like right on the this right there, sort of like a paint.
It's different every night.
Because, yeah.
It's different every time I come here.
Because every time I cross, I notice it like this spike.
Nice.
49.3 is the highest still. And it's
Yeah.
like right over there.
I got that one already. Now let's see if Brendan's getting anything. Brendan, anything new?
Yep.
People passing out, the equipment stops working.
Yep.
I already hit the record button.
It's the
so.
full moon.
So, welcome to Philadelphia Alley. This place used to be called Duelers Alley. This is where some of the duels used to occur for the city of Charleston. Not to mention, I still think that this place takes better pictures than Rainbow Row. I know you guys just bought a painting about Rainbow Row, but this place, like, it always looks like this day or night. It's the perfect lighting. So if you're a picture taker, this is the place to be. I know you guys are leaving tomorrow, Brendan, so I guess poo on you because you're leaving. Every ghost tour comes down here. We all tell the same damn story. I'm just going to give you a few extra details because you're ghost hunting. You're not on the fluff and marshmallow kind of ghost tour, right? And this guy, I tried to take this out of my route, but he follows me around. So you got to remember, this guy's story's been told for like 50 years. I'm the first guy to come around where he can actually talk back. So I have all the equipment. So he has a code word with me to let me know that he's around, that I assigned to him. So if that code word shows up on your spirit boxes, I'll let you know when you guys shout it out. I'm not going to give it to you, so that way you're not looking for it. If at the end of the night I didn't tell you what it was, somebody remind me, and I'll let you know what that word would have been. So here's how the story goes. A doctor moves here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. I said his name slowly because if the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up for us on our spirit boxes while we're here, it's not coincidence. It's part of his name. It happens all the time. I'm just not surprised by it anymore. But anyway, Doc moves here because he's supposed to get married to his fiancée, Amanda. She just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents. She has an attorney helping her out with all of this cash that she just got. The attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. He tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. He's after your cash. So Doc moves here to Charleston to prove that he's not. On his way into town, he had a coachman that set him up to be robbed and killed. It's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. Sorry, overkill for the teenagers that are not here. I know, I do that a lot with this. So somebody's walking by and seeing what was about to happen to the newcomer. The person walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. What are Ralph's initials?
All right.
Where's the doctor from?
Rhode Island.
Now you can see it's two different characters of the story. We get the letters R-I from time to time on different communicators. We need to know who it belongs to. Most of the time it belongs to Ralph. I'm just showing you how we research. Back to the story. Ralph tells the doctor, hey dude, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you. Come with me. We're going to go to 59 Church Street where my friends will rent you a room. You'll be safe. Doc took him up on this offer and the two gentlemen became friends. Now the longer the doctor stays here in Charleston, the more money he's making, proving his point he's not after Amanda's cash. So she got wind of this up in Rhode Island and wrote him a letter and said, I'm moving to Charleston. We'll be married there. Dr. Ladd then became known as the Whistling Doctor. He whistled all the time. He's a happy guy. He's about to be hitched. He proved his point. We're not looking for voices down here. We're looking for whistles. We've caught direct whistles. Oh, by the way, these stories that I tell you all night long are going to get darker, including this one, part 2. Dr. Ladd and Ralph Gwissey plays together. They can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. He got better seats. So one night they go see a play. They're walking home. They're discussing the new actress. Doc thought she was great. Ralph did not. I can hold that spirit box. You look comfortable. You're welcome. So they're arguing over this actress, and then Ralph starts insulting the doctor's fiancée, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island. It got pretty nasty between the two of them, and they went their separate ways. But the next day, Ralph went to his friends at the newspaper. He placed an ad telling the whole city of Charleston what he thinks of the doctor. Really bad Instagram post in today's world. So Doc saw the ad, he rebutted, let's go to Duelers Alley. We're going to settle this shit and somebody's going to die. All this over an actress just pointing out how dumb stuff was back in the 1700s. Not that that wouldn't carry over into today's world, but you see the point. The two gents came down here back to back. They took their 10 paces away from each other and they turned. Doc pointed his gun in the air and shot his one bullet. He did not want to kill his friend. That's often what happens at duels, right? But Ralph has his one bullet. He shot the doctor. It didn't kill him. Where do you think he shot him?
In the leg.
We're at in the leg.
Knee.
And the kneecap. Wow, you're good at this. So he took your bonus points, man, just so you know. But at the same time, that's a nasty shot, right? And it's the 1700s. So Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground. His friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street, where he did die 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786. So he also refused medical treatment. Two things. He's a doctor, and gunshot wounds back then are a lot different than what we know of them now. By the way, that shot to the kneecap was probably a ricochet. There's no way Ralph hit him directly, intentionally, in the kneecap. It probably ricocheted and hit him there. But Doc probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but he failed, obviously, because he died. All the ghost stories tell you to listen for whistles with your own voice down here. That was my phone, in case you were wondering what that weird noise was. Yeah, it's a little buzz. But we have equipment. My voice recorder is still running on my bag. It's going to stay on all night long. We got a crazy voice recorder on this guy. We have audio from the camera, but we also have a spirit box recording right now. I can't tell you how many times I'm going through the data and I get the whistling part of a song and then the word doctor from a commercial immediately after. It happens dozens of times every year, so just take that for what it's worth. And again, I was looking at the timestamps, and by the way, I do like spot check methodically, so I'm not looking for anything. For every 5 minutes that's recorded, I watch or listen to 1 full minute. So minute 1, minute 5, minute 10. If there's something in that increment of time, it goes in your notes. Even if it's just weird and I don't know that it's relevant to the space, it might be relevant to your great-great-grandpa. That he smoked cigars from Cuba. I don't know if I'm getting weird shit like that. So it's not relevant here, it might be relevant to you. That's why it goes in your notes. Just weird to me. It's not something we normally hear on the radio. So, this is also a space I've been kicked out of, and yes, I tell you the story of how. By the way, if you walk all the way through here and you use the voice recorders on your phone to try to capture these whistles by yourself, just remember all the locals know the damn story. They've all been on the tours.
When they start whistling?
We all whistle whenever we walk by this alley. We don't even have to be down here. We could just be walking down Cumberland or Queen Street and we throw a whistle. It's just something we do here.
Right.
It's just like one of those weird things. By the way, the other reason I try to take this out of my route is because a whistling ghost is a giant cliche. It's like the Lady in White. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. This one just happens to be a doctor, so it makes for a good title. So take that for what it is. Let's get into, and by the way, this guy is legit. Like, I've done some history on this guy. Like, he was like, oh, by the way, he was only 22 years old when he died from that gunshot wound. So, I also forgot to mention, I thought about it when we were over at the Pinckney Mansion site. Today is Big John's birthday, September 5th. So, I did wish him a happy birthday. So, if you guys listen to the audio later on, you'll hear me wishing him a late happy birthday, because I did forget while we were at his space. So, hopefully he caught that, and we have the word birthday or something that showed up while we were there. So, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Moving on to how I got kicked out of here, because Scott really, really wants to know. So the alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in, right? Right where we're standing, there's a wall, right? So we're going to go further back in time, and there's a wall right here, literally. The reason why is because this used to be called Cow Alley. So this is where they kept all the livestock for the city of Charleston. Cows, goats, and chickens are all through here. Why am I telling you this? The bricks on the other side by Queen Street are older than these. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint from a slave child down there. Face up, you can see it. It's about 14 bricks in off to the left. I used to take my groups down there for a history lesson. I've already told you how I feel about cemeteries. That kid's not staring at that brick in the afterlife. There's nothing paranormal about it. It's just a history lesson because you're in Charleston. So one night, I took my entire group down there. It's November 26th of 2020, and it's about 8 people. They all stopped and huddled around the damn brick, waiting for something to happen with all the equipment that you guys are using. I know nothing's going to happen. The kid's not there. I'm also trying to be respectful because we're standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. My daughter was on a tour that night, and she thought it was super great when that owner of the mansion came out and he was screaming his head off at me because we were ruining his dinner. She thought it was hysterical. She was about 14 at the time. Yeah, you know how 14-year-olds are, you get the point. Anyway, we moved on. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays, and the main reason for that is because I used to work in upper management for Walmart. Before I started doing this, you guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving. You scarred me for life. I don't do holidays anymore. So, the next day was the 28th of November. I called my partner that dragged me into this, and I was trying to figure out what to do next because I was still kind of new at this. So he picked up the phone laughing, just like my daughter did, and he said, dude, you're not allowed to go down that far. It's residential. And he hung up the phone. So I was like, damn. So, the next night, it's Black Friday. I'm sold out again. And I told my entire group that night, I said, guys, we can't go the way I normally take you. We got to go to another route. And I was like, in the next phase, I've never had anything happen over there with the equipment because I've been there dozens of times. Nothing happens. And I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally tell you a pirate story next, but I've been kicked out of there too. But if I tell you we're going to discuss pirates in Charleston, who are we talking about?
Blackbeard.
Wow, good job on both of you for not saying Jack Sparrow. Like, I'm hoorah! Like, so, normally people think Blackbeard. Before we left the space, somebody had a spirit box. They heard the name Anne. I didn't tell them we were going to be discussing the famous female pirate, Anne Bonny. So I was like, oh shit, maybe we will get something. I took them around the corner, told them what I did know about piracy in Charleston. It wasn't much, because I only had a few hours to look some stuff up. And somebody else heard the number 300. No idea what it means. I wrote it down, researched it that night when I got back to the office, and it turns out we were there on November 28th of 2020, and Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300-year anniversary of her pirate trial, and we had other things happen that night that I was super surprised by, but that was the most significant, that I was like, damn. You guys are giving me that look like, wow, that's really cool stuff. I was pissed. All of my degrees are in English and writing. The problem with me and pirates is pirate stories come from pirate lore. Pirate lore was written 100 years after the days of Blackbeard and Anne Bonny. That's a problem for me. It's a lot of grapevine effect. That way, 200 years later, we can have Johnny Depp on Disney Channel. Like, that's how that shit goes down. You know how much research I had to do on pirates, and now we're not even allowed over there anymore? So why am I telling you all of this? We're literally going to be right next door. Just because I'm not investigating it heavily anymore doesn't mean she still doesn't haunt the location. Bleed over happens all the time. So we might get things from the pirates, Doc might follow us around, or we're going to get things from the new very short story that I'm going to tell you next. It's not this elongated mess that I've been talking my throat off to you. So let's kind of go around the horn. Have you heard anything weird other than their voices and some people walking by? Have you gotten anything out of yours, or were you focused on me?
I was listening to you.
Okay. Perfectly fine. That's why we at least have the one that's recording. Anything weird coming out of yours? 53. You're next to the building. I usually tell you your baseline here is as an 8 because the lamppost will give you up to a 7.
Yeah.
But I would say your 53 probably definitely came from the building.
Probably did.
So I'm not excited about that because that's not a number we would find here. So again, I think the highest we've ever seen here has been like a 10 ever. Like we just don't get that kind of readings here. Let me check my word list real quick, and I guess does anybody else want to listen to the frog fart here and for a minute or two before we leave the space? Yes, we are.
We're doing ghost monitoring.
I don't have anything in here that's
1728.
1728. That's a very specific year. Like, what the hell is that? That's crazy. 17. Got to look at that too objectively with 17 and 28 separately. But Dr. Ladd's birthday, year, death, all of the things, like nothing matches up with 17 or 28. Like there's nothing there that matches up to him. So I'm going to dive into Ralph and see if there's something there. I don't think there is, but again, I love when it's that specific. Holy cow. That's something new and exciting. Brendan looks like, sorry, Pinson looks like he's in a damn fog, staring up at the sky, trying to figure out where the sound's coming from. So a couple of months ago, we got our first 2-tone whistle on that guy.
Okay.
Normally it's a very quick, like very one note. We finally got like 2 notes, like it went up and then down. Super exciting. I know it's a millisecond, but we also had a couple of giggles. Like they were like 2 weeks apart. I made like a really stupid joke that nobody laughed at, but in the person listening to that was like, I just heard somebody giggle in my ear, like ha 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 ha.
Oh wow.
And I was like, there's no way. And I went around the horn, I'm like, Nick, that was a dumb joke. Like nobody laughed. But lo and behold, we went back to the recording. There it was. Like the person was right there, like right on top of the microphones. Like it was wild. We had the same thing happen again, but it was a little bit of a higher pitched giggle, so it wasn't the same one. So I was kind of like, was it one of us? It was definitely, the first one was definitely not us. So I was kind of like, all right, that's cool. So he's starting to come through with vocals now. Did either one of you want to give that a whirl? What we can do is, so that way we're not crossing. Yeah, it's always so let me hold this, and I'm going to turn the volume down. You're going to keep your headphones, so that way we can keep everybody's germs to themselves. No offense, guys. But a what? No, unfortunately. There used to be, but there's not anymore.
You were long sleeve on in the summer.
Alright, so I guess hang on to that.
Okay.
It's not plugged in. We're going to unplug it here. The headphones are the spirit box to you guys. Now,
That's kind of freaky.
you can plug in. Slowly, I guess. Yeah, it's always the shock factor after you take them off.
Like while you're listening to it, it's not bad, but like afterwards, it's kind of crazy.
You take it off and you're like, holy cow.
It's so quiet.
I'm hearing everybody.
Oh yeah, you're hearing everything. So we're really listening for like that background, like that whistle mentality. Headphone on. Plug the spirit box back into you again. Even though do got the word moon on here. I'm more excited if it said full because we are pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
So what'll happen at the next space is I'm going to change out Scott's camera. He'll get something new to play with while we're over there. We'll put the thermal away. Again, I try to break out something new at every location, so that way it's not the same mundane thing. Are we getting like a flickering of light? Is anybody else like seeing these lights flicker, or is it just me?
I noticed it at the last one. There was a motion light, but there was like nothing around.
I'm just like, these here seem to be like flickering. Every once in a while I'll see like that one's flickering right now. So I'm not crazy? Okay.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay. So I'm not nuts. Alright, Scott, did you want to try that thing out before we
Oh,
leave
sure.
the space?
Yeah.